Let us start with painting roses today. The first thing we need to learn is the concept of how to make a rose. For that, you need to first practice to keep control of your inks and keep it within a circular shape on a paper. So to do this practice, all you need to do is put a drop of ink. This is a ceramic tile that I am showing it to you on. Ceramic tile is a hard surface, so it's really great for roses, and you don't have to control the paper at all while making. So, you know, it's a great way to practice. So I have put some alcohol on top of the ink like this, and all I need to now do is go around it in a circle, and all the time my dryer is pointed away like this, so just watch how I do it. I'm never pointing my dryer towards the alcohol, it's always pointing outside, and slowly I go around it like this, moving the ink in a circle. Just gently go around it, never directly point your dryer at the ink, always outside, perpendicular to the paper or angled away, and just slowly go around it like this. Why I am doing this on a ceramic tile is because it's so much easier to do it when you're starting out on a tile, because it does not flap with the wind of the dryer, or it does not bend due to the heat. So just practice this on a ceramic tile. You can even do it on the paper, that's also okay. Just going around in circles, not worrying so much about the shape right now. So that's how it looks. But the shape of the rose is not like this, right? The shape of the rose is something, let me draw it and show you the kind of shape we want to achieve, just like I showed you in the previous rose tutorial with the brush, is we want to achieve a shape which looks something like this. Right? Now, how do we achieve this kind of a shape while drying? The first thing that we can do is, when we are drying and holding the dryer at this place, we wait till the time we see that this much portion has dried. Let's say this is number 1. So I hold my dryer over here and wait, gently wait, and be patient till the time this much has dried. Then next I move on to the opposite side over here and wait till this much has dried. Then over here 3. So just like this I keep moving in a sort of a triangle, like this, in a sort of a triangle, and then maybe I can turn my paper and make another triangle like this. So if you are comfortable and you want to turn your paper, you can turn your paper, or you can just hold your dryer at different places like this and just wait for a few seconds before you see that this much part is dry, and then move on to the middle of this triangle over here. So just like this, when you pay attention to how your rose is drying, you will get a slightly better shape. So let's try it on the same tile first, and then we'll make it on paper. We can always reactivate whatever we have done and keep making it again till the time we are happy. So don't worry about if it doesn't go well at once. Just reactivate and rework. So I have reactivated this rose and just watch how I dry it. Waiting, waiting. And do pay attention that your table has to be level. If you are not going to hold the paper, the table has to be very level. Also notice that I am pointing my dryer away from the ink, not toward the ink at any point. And I might not be going in proper triangles. That's absolutely okay. You have to sometimes change your plan based on how the inks are flowing. So another thing that to keep in mind is to start with a little more alcohol than you think you need, because mostly the problem faced by people who are making roses for the first time is that they run out of ink before they reach the center of the flower. So to avoid that, start with a little more alcohol than you think you need. So that you can reach the center of the flower without getting dried out. So do you now see, just a second, that how the rose has taken shape, and by stopping at these places I am able to achieve these kind of petals just like this. So pay attention to the forming of the petals, and that's how you can make a good rose shape. Now let's do the same thing on paper. I would recommend using a heavier paper when you're going to make roses, because if you use a thinner paper, the paper tends to bend a lot and it creates a problem if you're a beginner. So for this I am using Nara papers. This is 250 GSM medium paper. Let's see. So this is a 12 inches circle. Let's make a few roses. We can even make a background first and then make rose on top of that. Let me just make a simple rose first, and for this I am using Ranger inks, Ember. Another thing that I have noticed is that people use a lot more ink than is actually needed. You just need 1 or 2 drops of inks and not much. So pay attention to the amount of ink you're using. And again, do not make a proper circle with your alcohol, just make a squiggly circle. And then do exactly the same thing. Sometimes when we work on paper, the flower doesn't work out the same way. And due to the bending of the paper, sometimes the ink goes out of control here and there, so that's normal. Now, if you want to make a rose that has 2 colors, let's try that. So, for that, I am using a drop of this Ember over here and another drop of, let's say, another color. So, Cranberry by Ranger. And the first thing that I'm going to do is just dry this without mixing them, just letting them dry without mixing them, just keeping the colors separated, not mixing, and simply drying them. And these 2 colors are quite similar. Let me add another shade over here of maybe an orange. I use Tangerine by Nara inks. So now we have 3 different shades of inks over here, and we can make a rose on top of this, just like this, in the same way. Just activate the entire thing with alcohol. And sometimes, depending on the size, I use the second speed of my dryer as well. In this case, I am using the second speed. And don't worry if your ink flows out of the petal shape. It looks good at the end, so just let them go. So as you can see, we got a little variation in color of the rose. So when we want to achieve that kind of a variation, we have to create a background first with different colors at different places so we can get a variety of shades happening. Now let us make another rose with gold. For that I have mixed um, this is Octopus Fluids Gold Rush along with alcohol, and we can do exactly the same way. This time let me use raspberry, and instead of alcohol we are going to use that solution of gold. Now there is no fixed concentration. Sometimes the gold might be more, sometimes it might be less, so you can figure that out by looking at the amount of gold you are getting in the lines. If it is too much, you can reduce the intensity by adding more alcohol. And whenever I use gold, I usually use the number 2 setting of my dryer, because gold needs to be pushed and it doesn't move if your dryer is not powerful much. You might have noticed that I used a little bit of gold solution as well as some alcohol, because when I was putting, I realized that the gold that was coming out was too much. The solution might be more concentrated than I wanted. So I added some alcohol as well to make it less diluted, less concentrated, I'm sorry. In my opinion, Octopus Fluids Gold Rush gives the best kind of lines when it comes to gold. Let us also try one more with Pinata Brass. If you have not diluted it and you want to use it directly from the bottle, what do? Shake the bottle really well. Then let's take the ink. This time I'll take red pepper, by Ranger. Put like a drop or two of Pinata Brass on this, then alcohol around it. You might have to scrub on it if it is not moving, just check that, and then start to make your rose. I use the second number setting of my dryer so that I can push the gold. you can notice there's a slight difference between the shine of gold between these two. This is the Gold Rush by Octopus Fluids. There's less sediment here, so the lines are more defined, and the lines over here are also quite defined. This is by Pinata Brass, but it also has a lot of sediment, the shimmer kind of material that settles at the bottom, so you will get that as well. So these are some simple ways of making roses. There is no more, you know, alcohol left or ink left, and the rose has dried out in the middle. So to solve that problem, you can reactivate the middle part like this with alcohol. Scrub a little bit if the ink has settled. Don't think you can do only a little small part, just a bit more, and then start the process of drying once again, just like this. And hopefully this time you will be able to reach the center without a problem.